dark was absolute, a final solid thing. A curtain drawn, a broken wing, a winter with no spring. I sat inside the quiet and I learned to call it home, and made a peace with all the shades of monochrome I'd come to know. But then it came, not as a blast, not as a raging fire, a single slender golden blade, a solitary wire of hope. It sliced the seamless black with such a gentle grace, and found its way across the floor to touch my waiting face. Oh, how the light cleaves stubborn through the gray. It doesn't ask for permission, it doesn't know the way is blocked. It simply is, and simply has to be. A quiet, fierce and bright reality. It falls on dust motes, turning them to stars. It mends the world behind its broken bars. However small the crack, it finds a way to give the brutal, beautiful command: you too shall live and feel the light. It wasn't sunshine on a grand dramatic mountain scale. It was the way it caught the edge of a forgotten rusty pail outside my window, making it a jewel, a sacred grail. It was the invitation in the morning's tender pale and promised tale. And once you see it cleave like that, you cannot unbelieve the fundamental truth that we are fashioned to receive the light. No matter how we build our walls of doubt and fear, it's always waiting, always, always near. Oh, how the light cleaves stubborn through the gray. It doesn't ask for permission, it doesn't know the way is blocked. It simply is, and simply has to be. A quiet, fierce and bright reality. It falls on dust motes, turning them to stars. It mends the world behind its broken bars. However small the crack, it finds a way to give the brutal, beautiful command: you too shall live and feel the light. This is the first coordinate, the true and only start, not in the absence of the dark, but in the cleaving of the heart by a sliver of the sun. However faint, however thin, the moment that you let it in, the world can begin again. Oh, how the light cleaves, and I am cleaved into the part that was in darkness, and the part that's born anew. It doesn't ask for permission, it simply makes me whole by touching the forgotten corners of my soul. It falls on me and turns my tears to stars. It mends the person behind her broken bars. However small the crack, it found a way to give the brutal, beautiful command: I too shall live and be the light. It's
My day had been a series of small, sharp, heavy blows, a silent, steady accumulation of woes. I moved through checkout lines inside my mental fog. Another face, another transaction in the slog of being human. But then she saw it, not the items, but the weight behind my eyes. A simple rough day, honey, straight and unassuming, and her eyes held no demand, just saw the tired, weathered creature that I am, and offered grace. Oh, the kindness of the cashier, unexpected, pure and deep. A simple act of seeing made the wounded spirit leap. For just a moment in that fluorescent buzzing light, a stranger's gentle noticing made everything feel right and not so heavy. She'll never ever know how her 6 words helped to melt the inner snow. That was my heart that day, a momentary sacred art, a human contract mended in a supermarket cart. I fumbled for my payment, mumbled my reply. Long day I said and caught the empathy in her eye. It wasn't pity, it was just a shared I know, a recognition of the tides that ebb and flow in every life. And for a moment I was not alone there in the line. My burden felt much lighter, and the world felt more divine in its design, because one person chose to look beyond the script, beyond the barcode and the book of policy. Oh, the kindness of the cashier, unexpected, pure and deep. A simple act of seeing made the wounded spirit leap. For just a moment in that fluorescent buzzing light, a stranger's gentle noticing made everything feel right and not so heavy. She'll never ever know how her 6 words helped to melt the inner snow. That was my heart that day, a momentary sacred art, the human contract mended in a supermarket cart. Monuments to heroes, write the epics of the great, but this I think might be the truer, more compassionate way that tips the scale of goodness in this weary spinning world. A million tiny unseen kindnesses unfurled by cashiers and by bus drivers, and all the faces we forget, choose to see the person, not the silhouette, in the daily grind. Oh, the kindness of the cashier, I carry it with me, a tiny, bright and everlasting warm decree that we are in this together in that artificial light. Her simple human goodness made the universe feel right and not so heavy. And though she'll never ever know, I made a silent promise that day to let my own grace grow and see the person in the line, a momentary sacred star found in the kindness of a cashier's heart. A cashier's heart,
her heart,
a coordinate, solid of solids. Solace.
It wasn't in the plan, not on the list of things to do. No grand achievement I could later point my finger to. It was the way the rain stopped suddenly, and then a single perfect sunbeam broke right through the clouds again and lit the street. And just like that, the weight I didn't know I carried fled. A laugh burst from my lips, completely in my head at first, and then aloud, a simple, unplanned, happy sound that turned the whole damp, grumbling world to holy ground beneath my feet. Oh, a sudden ordinary joy. It doesn't ask for much. It doesn't need a reason or a complicated touch. It's in the pigeon chasing crumbs, a child's drop colorful balloon, the free, unexpected gift wrap perfect afternoon that cost you nothing but your willingness to see. The world's not out to get you, it just is beautifully. And sometimes it will wink at you and offer this small prize, a sudden ordinary joy that catches your surprise and holds you close. I passed an open window, someone practicing the flute, a stumbling lovely scale so tender and so absolute. In its attempt I stood and listened just a block out of my way, and felt my hurried frantic heart decide that it would stay. In that one moment the clock lost all its power. The to-do list dissolved, a mystery in which my own small story was involved, and solved not by an answer, but by just a simple tune, played badly on a Tuesday afternoon. Oh, a sudden ordinary joy. It doesn't ask for much. It doesn't need a reason or a complicated touch. It's in the pigeon chasing crumbs, a child's drop colorful balloon, the free, unexpected gift wrap perfect afternoon that costs you nothing but your willingness to see. The world's not out to get you, it just is beautifully. And sometimes it will wink at you and offer this small prize, a sudden ordinary joy that catches your surprise and holds you close. It's a destination on a map. We think we have to earn it, close a business deal or gap of joy. It's more a weather pattern. It just comes and it just goes. It lands on your shoulder like a butterfly and then it goes. But in that moment you are rich. You are the queen of everything that's light and free and pointless, making your whole spirit sing a silly sacred little song. Oh, a sudden ordinary joy. I'm learning to be still and let you find me on the street upon a random hill. You don't need a reason, you don't need a complicated ploy. You just are, and I am just your grateful willing girl who saw the a sunbeam, heard the flute and watched the pigeon twirl. You cost me nothing but my willingness to see that I am part of what makes this world beautifully. And sometimes I can wink right back and claim my little prize, these sudden ordinary joys that catch me by surprise and call me home. Call me home. This coordinate of joy, pure joy.
When the world feels like a storm of sharp uncertainty, and every headline screams a new catastrophe, I retreat into the rhythm of the known and small, the measured, gentle answering of duty's call that waits for me. The kettle for the morning tea, the tying of my shoes, the putting one foot after one, the choosing of the news. I'll let myself consume. These are not chains, they are the keys that lock the chaos out and bring my mind to ease enough to breathe. Oh, the antidote in routine, a steady, gentle hand, a fortress built on simple tasks on this familiar land of my own making. It doesn't promise to be grand, it just promises to hold me and to help me stand. When things feel loose, the making of the bed, the washing of the plate, tiny holy affirmations, I am here and it is late, or early and I'm doing this, a quiet daily prayer that says the world won't fall apart. Not yet, not here, not there, within my reach. I trace the same path to the store, I buy the same good bread, I greet the same old neighbor with the same few words we've said. For years there is no drama here, no great surprise in store, just the deep comfort of a well-worn wooden floor beneath my life. And in this repetition I find space to just be. The noise recedes, the static clears, and I can finally see the outline of my soul again beneath the daily grind, polished by the patient, loving hand of time and habit. Oh, the antidote in routine, a steady, gentle hand, fortress built on simple tasks on this familiar land of my own making. It doesn't promise to be grand, it just promises to hold me and to help me stand. When things feel loose, the making of the bed, the washing of the plate, the tiny holy affirmations, I am here and it is late, or early and I'm doing this, a quiet daily prayer that says the world won't fall apart. Not yet, not here, not there, within my reach. This is not a cage, it is a nest. It is not dull, it's rest for a spirit tired of being constantly put to the test. It's the soil from which a wilder joy can sometimes spring, the stable base for the unexpected song I'll sing. I do not worship at the altar of the saint, I just use its steady flame to light my way and say my name. When I forget it, oh, the antidote in routine, I see your healing grace, a steady, gentle, knowing look upon my face. In the mirror every morning, you don't promise to be grand, you just promise I'll be held by my own capable hand when things feel loose. The making of my life day after day is a quiet, powerful affirmation that I'll find a way through this, a quiet daily prayer that I will always keep. The world won't fall apart as long as I can sweep this little floor of mine, this little floor, this coordinate of peace. Love, peace. My peace. Wake up sometimes tangled in my own small private fear, convinced that I'm alone in what I see and what I hear. The problems of the world feel like a weight that's mine to hold, a story that's too tragic and too complicated to be told to anyone.
I lie staring at the ceiling, counting all the ways I've failed, how all my best intentions and my promises have paled. In the hard light of reality, I feel the separate ache of being just one man for heaven's and the world's sake, too much alone.
But then the sky begins to change, a softening of gray,
a color not yet named, announcing a new day.
and I remember something I so easily forget. Oh, the same sunrise is touching a million other eyes, a single mother working, the farmer who is wise, the child in a refugee camp, the CEO in his suite, the lonely and the loved on this same spinning earthly street. It doesn't choose, it doesn't care for wealth or for our shame. It just arrives, a silent, constant, forgiving, steady flame we all are given. However broken we may feel inside, we are united by this light.
This morning, side by side, in the same grace. It gilds the edge of my cheap blinds and his expensive glass. It warms the face in Mumbai traffic, stuck in gridlock mass. It finds a sailor on the sea,
doesn't solve my problems, and it doesn't dry her tears. But for a moment it dissolves the boundaries of the years of separation we construct. It whispers low and deep, but while we all are sleeping, or while we lie awake and weep, the world turns on.
And in that light my fear feels smaller, not gone but part
of something so immense it restores my shrunken heart
to its right size.
Oh, the same sunrise is touching a million other lives. The student who is struggling, the elderly who survives. Another night the artist staring at a blank white page,
All turning for a moment from their personal small stage to see this light.
it doesn't care for borders or for creed. It's the most basic, fundamental, universal kind deed the cosmos offers. However lost we may feel inside, we are all witnesses together, side by side, in the same dawn.
In the same dawn.
This is the coordinate that anchors us to all that is.
The great, humbling, and beautiful truth of this:
We are not alone in our suffering or our joy. We are all children under the same sky, girl and boy.
man and woman, every single one, the sun's first ray is a silent message sent to us to say,
You are a part of this, you matter,
and you're small.
and that is okay. That is the greatest truth of all. Oh, the same sunrise, my comfort and my cure. A reminder that is gentle, beautiful and pure. However deep my struggle, however sharp my pain, it touches me
And the doctor on her hectic lane, in the same way.
It doesn't care for my mistakes or pride. It just reminds me I have nothing left to hide. From the great turning world, we are all side by side in this same glorious, terrifying morning ride.
We are together, together, together. We begin, begin. We begin.
I don't need to be entertained or wild or swept away. And I don't need grand adventures or the things that people say will make us happy After all the noise and all the rush, I've found the deepest magic in the following of a hush
that we both share.
I used to think that I had to perform to keep the conversation bright, to fill the empty spaces with some clever witty light. But with you the empty spaces aren't a void that must be filled. They are a room where both our tired souls can rest, so still
and so content. It's in the way we read our books on opposite ends of the couch,
not needing to compare the lines or offer approach,
just knowing that the other's there is more than enough speech. Oh, your quiet company, the antidote to lonely, not a demand for more of me, but loving just the only me that I can be when I am tired and worn through, and you are too.
We don't have to say a single useful thing.
The peace you bring is in your presence, a steady humming string that connects my heart to yours across the silent gentle air. This is the kind of love that doesn't need to declare itself out loud. It just is. I watch you sometimes, lost inside a thought I'll never know, and I don't feel excluded, I just feel the gentle glow of trust between us, that you can be so fully you and let me be so fully me, and both ourselves are true and both are welcome.
You hum a little absent-minded melody off key, and it's the sweetest symphony that's ever come to me. It isn't performance, it's just life leaking out of you, a tiny perfect signal that your soul is feeling free and safe right here with me.
We can sit for hours with just the sound of breath and turning pages,
building a small world that time itself assuages,
a fortress built on silence and on mutual soft regard.
Oh, your quiet
company, my shelter and my shore, the peace of feeling I don't have to be or give you more than what I am right in this moment, plain and bare, and knowing that to you, that plain and simple me is rare
and beautiful. We don't have to solve the world's great pain, just share the space where both our spirits can regain their gentle strength. This is the kind of love that knows
the deepest conversation is the one that never shows in any words.
This is the cure for loneliness,
not crowds or frantic doing,
but this the quiet resonance of two souls quietly co-being.
No need to fix or change or even fully understand, just to sit together, hand in silent hand.
This is the coordinate for home, not a place on any map, but this specific quiet peace with another soul, a lap
of stillness we have woven just for us. Oh, your quiet company, I've searched my whole life through for this specific, simple and profound and healing hue of love, the peace of feeling I can let my guard down deep and know my quiet will be met with yours There's a promise you will keep
just by existing in the same soft air with me. We don't have to say a thing for my whole soul to see that this is it.
This is the kind of love that grows in the rich, fertile, beautiful, and sacred quiet shows of daily life.
This is enough.
It's enough.
You are enough. Our quiet company, our solace.
The world had started spinning on a different tilted axis. My careful plans were just a pile of fractured, waxy masses. I paced the room, a caged and thought-filled, blurry, frantic thing. And then the phone rang with the specific song you set to ring for you. I almost didn't answer, lost inside the dizzying noise. But something in my spirit recognized your particular voice. Before I even heard it, just the ringing was a roll thrown out to me, a tangible, intangible, solid hope in the free fall. Oh, the phone call that anchors, the voice that finds the ground, when all the certainties I've built are crumbling all around. You don't have answers, and you don't try to fix the mess. You just say I'm here, and that alone is what blesses chaos into something I can hold. You listen and you stay, a lighthouse on the shoreline of my most confusing day. However far the distance, your voice becomes a chain that pulls me back to myself and makes me whole again, or whole enough. I spill the jagged pieces of the story out of order, the fear, the anger, the regret across the static border. You make a quiet sound, a hum that says you understand the shape of this, if not the details of the shifting sand I'm standing on. By the time I'm talked out, just a quiet empty shell. The world has slowed its spinning in the frantic dizzying spell. It's broken not by magic but by being truly heard, by one steady and unwavering and deeply trusted word from you. Oh, the phone call that anchors, the voice that finds the ground, when all the certainties I've built are crumbling all around. You don't have answers, and you don't try to fix the mess. You just say I'm here, and that alone is what blesses the chaos into something I can hold. You listen and you stay, a lighthouse on the shoreline of my most confusing day. However far the distance, your voice becomes a chain that pulls me back to myself. It makes me whole again, or whole enough. This is the technology that truly saves the soul. Not the bright and shiny apps that promise to make whole, but this, the human voice, a bridge across the night. The simple, ancient, powerful, and everlasting right. We give each other to say I am with you in the storm, in any form. This is the truest, most essential warmth and human art. To be the anchor and the line for someone else, and know that they'll be yours in their own time, in their own trouble. Oh, the phone call that anchored me today, I won't forget. The voice that found the ground for me and paid my frantic debt. Of loneliness, you didn't have the answers for the mess. You just had, I am here, and that was all I needed less. The more you listened and you stayed a lighthouse, true and brave. However far the distance, your strong voice somehow saved. A part of me, it pulled me back to who I'm meant to be. And in your quiet I remembered I was free. And not alone, not alone, not alone. This coordinate of connection held, I am held.
Card is stained with vanilla and 100 finger smudges. The cursive writing trembles on the paper's softened edges. It's not just listed ingredients or steps to make a cake. It's her own hand, a bridge across the years, for heaven's sake. A direct line. I hear her humming as I sift the flowers, soft and low, the same old tune she'd hum whenever doubt was running slow or fast. And in the cracking of the eggs, a memory of her saying, child, some things just need simplicity and patience and good butter. Oh, the recipe from my grandmother, a map back to her soul, a kind of time travel magic that makes my broken whole. For just an hour, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and the salt are more than just for flavor. They're a steadying assault on my own loneliness. In every measured gentle cup, I feel her love rise up and hold a tired modern up with timeless hands. This is the antidote, the ancient good and simple understanding that I've always understood. Right in my bones. She never wrote at love, it was implied in the technique. And fold it gently, don't just stir, and wait until the peak of softness, it was in the way she'd preheat the old stove and build a small cathedral in the kitchen filled with love and something holy. And now I do the same, my own small kitchen filled with light, and with her ghost who feels less like a ghost and more like right here, standing next to me and nodding as I get it right or wrong, but trying. Oh, the recipe from my grandmother, a tether and a thread that weaves me to the women and the loving and the bread that came before me. The cinnamon, the nutmeg and the yeast are more than just for feeding. They're a ceremonial feast of continuity. In every golden rising warm sweet bun I taste the truth that I'm a part of her and she's not done loving me yet. This is the solace, the enduring deep and generations old and sacred love and promise she will keep forever in my hands. This is my inheritance, not silver and not gold, but this the knowledge of how something fragile can be held and nurtured into something that can feed a hungry heart. This is the kind of science, this the truly sacred art that's passed along, a spell made out of sugar, flour, time, a legacy that's tastier than any rich man's diamond, more enduring. Oh, the recipe from my grandmother, I'll pass it on someday and tell the stories in the folds, the love that cannot fray or fade. The cinnamon, the nutmeg and the brown sugar stain are more than just for eating. They're a balm against the pain of being transient. In every single blessed delicious crumb I taste the proof that from her loving hands my own have come and will go on. This is the solace, this the true, the deep and everlasting sweet, and generations old pact we keep. We are still baking, still baking, this coordinate of legacy. Her love, my soul. The world was shouting sharp and cold right through the window pane. I felt the day's thin armor start to crack and start to strain. I didn't say a word to you, just dragged the duvet down and started building quiet on the familiar, worn out ground of our own bed.
I saw you with the pillows building up a fluffy wall, a declaration that the outside world could have it all. For just a while I added my own with a gentle knowing smirk, and joined you in the semi-darkness in this crucial silly work of our defense. This blanket is the moat,
This cushion is the keep.
the worries of the world are buried somewhere dark and deep below us. A fortress of pillows, a ridiculous stronghold, a kingdom made of softness, more precious than fine gold. The day's harsh words can't pierce this downy feathered gentle shield. And here the only law we have is how we gently yield to comfort. We are
are rulers of this quiet carpeted land, protecting one another with a single caring hand, or a shared silly joke. However loud the chaos roars outside, in here we've got nothing we must do, and nowhere we must hide from one another. I tell you something pointless like a dream I'd have remembered. You tell me about the pigeon that you saw in late November. We talk in whispers though there's no one there to overhear. The sound itself feels softer and it chases out the fear that clung to me.
Your head finds its old hollow on my shoulder, a perfect fit. The weight of it, the trust of it, the simple grace of it meant something in my chest I didn't know was torn or sore. This fortress isn't keeping something out, it's letting something more and better in. The clock ticks on the nightstand, but it's lost its urgent power. In here an hour is a flower, just a single lovely hour
to be and not to do. Oh, a fortress of pillows, our beautiful soft retreat, where all our weary, battle-tired and clumsy souls can meet and find their peace. The day's demands are just a distant, muffled sound. In here the only thing that's real is this small patch of ground we've claimed as ours. We are the guardians of this gentle private space. A smile is the only quiet thing upon a face in this soft kingdom. However loud the world may shout and plead, in here it's just your breathing and your warmth and you with me, and that's the world. They're impressive vast estates. We have this nest of cloth where we can lower all the gates. We keep up for the others. This is where we're truly fully known, not for our jobs, our roles, the person that we've shown out there, but just for this, the person who builds pillow forts at night and knows that sometimes softness is the truest form of might and love's best language. Oh, a fortress of pillows, I will carry its design, etched upon my heart, a sacred, warm and perfect line of solace, where all the weary, battle-tired parts of me can come and find their rest, because you're here so willingly beside me. We are the monarchs of this quiet, gentle sphere, and the greatest treasure that we guard is having the other near. However loud life gets in here, it's just your hand in mine, inside our silly, strong and beautiful and loving true design. Fortress, our home, our home, our fortress. Held
lost inside the circuits of my own too busy mind, chasing down solutions that I knew I'd never find. The problems of the future and the regrets of the past were having one loud argument, and I was fading fast beneath the noise. Then he jumped up without a sound and settled on my lap, a quiet, purring, living, breathing, warm and furry cat of stillness. And he started that low rumbling motor run, and all my frantic thinking, it just came undone. Oh, the weight of a sleeping cat, a gentle, solid grace that anchors me to this one time and to this single place. There is no yesterday with him, there is no next week. There's just the rise and falling of his fur, so soft and sleek beneath my hand. The world outside can wait, can rage, can shout. His simple pouring presence seems to slowly blot it out. A silent, furry meditation, and I finally understand the deepest kind of wisdom is to rest upon a hand and trust completely. Oh, I feel his tiny heartbeat through the fabric of my jeans, a steady small percussion cleaning all the messy seams inside my head. His trust is so complete, so absolute, it shames my own anxieties, it mutes the inner brute that drives me on. And in that space the peace descends, a soft and sudden hush. There is no need to finish and no need for any rush. There's only this, the weight, the warmth, the breath, the gentle purr, a perfect furry argument for why we should prefer the present tense. Oh, the weight of a sleeping cat, a gentle, solid grace that anchors me to this one time and to this single place. There is no yesterday with him, there is no next week. There's just the rising, falling of his fur, so soft and sleek beneath my hand. The world outside can wait, can rage, can shout. His simple purring presence seems to slowly blot it out. The silent furry meditation, and I finally understand the deepest kind of wisdom is to rest upon a hand and trust completely. Talk of mindfulness and focus, complicated learned techniques, but he just is. His very being quietly speaks volumes of a truth I struggle to recall that sometimes the most holy thing, the most important call, is to be still, to be a warm and steady place to land, to offer just a lap and a accepting hand, and in the giving to receive a peace so pure and deep, all while a little furry angel is asleep upon your soul. Oh, the weight of the sleeping cat, my furry small salvation. He's teaching me the art of a complete and deep abstraction. There is no yesterday with him, there is no next week's doubt. There's just the rise and falling of his sides that slowly blots it out. The silent purring meditation, and I think I understand. The deepest kind of prayer is just a warm fur-covered hand-sized creature trusting you enough to close its eyes and rest. And in that trust my own tired soul feels deeply wholly blessed. Blessed. This coordinate of purring peace, at rest. We are at rest.
I came to you with all my words, a tangled, trembling thread, prepared to spin my reasons out, to have my full truth said. I'd practiced the defenses, the excuses and the pleas. I'd armored up for battle, bracing for your expertise at being right. But you just sat there silent and you let the quiet grow. You didn't try to fix my hurt or tell me what you know. You let my words run out of steam, you let the silence bloom. There was no judgment in the stillness, no impending doom, just space to breathe. Oh, the words that weren't needed, the language of the soul, the grace of your quiet listening that somehow made me whole. You didn't offer answers, you just offered your own space. And in that sacred emptiness I found a different grace than I had sought. The great it gave to me that day was taking nothing from me, just by listening in that way, and letting me be broken without needing to explain. The deepest kind of understanding, washing like a rain without a sound. I saw it in your eyes, the quiet, steady, patient light that said I see your chaos, and it doesn't need to be right or logical or pretty to be worthy of this room and of my time. You let the heavy, awkward silence loom and trusted it to hold us. And slowly in that holding, all my sharp edges went soft. class in the curriculum of care to overcome the human frantic universal prayer. Total something and learn the harder, braver skill instead. To be a clear, still pool where someone's soul can see its head. Stop spinning, to be the quiet that their noise can settle in. This is where true connection and true healing can begin. In wordless, mutual and courageous trust. Oh, the words that weren't needed, I carry them with me. A testament to how your quiet set my spirit free. That day you didn't offer answers, you just offered your own soul. And in that sacred silent space, you made my fragments whole again. The greatest gift you gave was your unshaken calm. The deepest kind of conversation, like a healing balm, was in the words we didn't say, the space we let just be. You listened me back to myself, and you, just you, were enough for me. This coordinate of sight and understanding, her was heard. I've known the heavy silence that sits thick between two hearts, the kind that's full of sharp, unspoken and unfinished parts of arguments. I've known the silence that you have to fill with nervous conversation, fighting an impending chill of awkwardness.
I've known the lonely silence of an empty, quiet room, the kind that amplifies the echoes of your doubt and gloom and failure. I've known the silence that demands a clever line to prove your worth, to prove the moment is benign and you belong. But this is a different element, and this is a quiet, mutual and deep contentment.
This is the silence that feels like a home. Oh, the easiest silence, it settles like a blessing on this space. No need to search for words to fill it, no need to set a pace or prove a thing.
It's just the comfortable and gentle sound
of two souls resting on a common, well-worn, holy ground they've made together. It's not empty, it is full and deep and wide, with all the things we don't need to say, with nothing left to hide. It is the conversation after all the words are through, the beautiful conclusion. I am me, and you are you,
and that's enough.
I can be reading, you can be just staring at the sky. I can be thinking of a dream, you can be wondering why. The pain is peeling there, we're in our own separate worlds, it's true. But in this easiest silence, I am still connected to the core of you.
There is no pressure to perform, no script I have to learn. I can just let my mind go blank and feel my own soul burn. A slower, steadier and more contented, gentle flame, knowing your presence is the same and feeling just the same. Deep, quiet peace,
it's in the shared, unrushed exhale,
the knowing we will not fail.
This simple, quiet, mutual and sacred, easy trail. Oh, the easiest silence, it's the proof of our rapport. We've traveled past the need for noise, we've opened up the door to this, the comfortable and gentle truest friendship shows when words are sleeping. Spacious, a simple repeating piano motif, or a single sustained guitar note hangs in the air with plenty of room for silence. The sound should feel like a deep, comfortable breath. This is the luxury, not money, not the fancy foreign trips, but this, the earned and hard-won sweet communion of the lips that don't need to speak to smile, the luxury of being known so well that silence is the place where both our souls have grown accustomed to their rest. This is the harbor we have made, not from stone, but from 1,000 quiet glances we've traded, and a trust that needs no vocal confirmation to be true. Oh, the easiest silence, I can feel it in my bones, the place where I am most myself, where I have always known I'd end up. It's the comfortable and gentle final sound of two hearts beating out a rhythm on the same soft ground they've chosen. It's not empty, it's the fullest I have been, with all the things we'll never have to say and cannot spin with language. This is the kind of love that time itself endorses, where the most profound of all our conversations is the one that courses silently between us. This is our home. Attempts to linger in the air, the memory of how I stumbled, the echo of the scare that told me never again. I've gathered up the broken parts, the quiet wounded pieces of my optimistic starts and doubtful heart.
I see you looking at the tools, the canvas or the page, the ghost of your ambition trapped in a reluctant cage of fear. I recognize the shadow in your determined eyes, that brave and fragile moment before the spirit flies or turns away.
It feels so much like foolishness,
it looks like bravery,
to face the place where you fell down and choose again to see what could be. Oh, the courage of a second try, the quietest, bravest art, to listen to the part of you that never fell apart, that whispers maybe it's not about erasing all the shame, but gathering the lessons and whispering your name with hope to put your trembling hand upon the door you walked away from once, and decide to want something more than just the safety of defeat. This is the moment we redeem, not just the dream itself, but our capacity to dream and try again. You don't give me cheap platitudes, you don't say you'll be fine. You just move closer to my side and put your hand in mine. A simple solid anchor in my sea of what ifs, and you help me mix the colors with a steady patient hand and watch me choose.
I see the concentration, the furrow in your brow, the beautiful, determined, and incredibly brave now that you are choosing.
And I feel my own heart start to swell with pride that's not for your success, but for the simple telltale courage that you show. It's just one small step,
it's the step that changes everything.
the moment that the wounded heart remembers how to sing a fragile note. Oh, the courage of a second try, let's celebrate it here. The quiet victory over our most stubborn primal fear of failing twice. It's not about the trophy or the praise, it's in the gentle ember of our hopes, determined blaze. We fan together to stand back up on wobbling, unsure feet, and find the rhythm of the fight, and find our own hearts beat again. And trust it, this is the moment we reclaim our own resilient, beautiful, and unextinguishable flame. And try again.
The ballads for the mornings after fall, for getting up and dusting off, for standing straight and tall enough to glance ahead. But this, I think, is where we earn the character that no easy first time victory could learn.
To have this is the alchemy, to take the lead of shame and transform it in the trying to a different higher name. Experience, this is the root of any true and lasting skill. The willingness to walk again the unwalked, frightening hill, and see the view. Oh, the courage of a second try, I see it in your eyes. The beautiful and human and the wonderfully wise decision to begin. It's not about forgetting all the pain, it's making peace with yesterday and bravely once again choosing today to put your trembling hand upon the door and push it open, knowing what you're really pushing for is your own soul. This is the moment we are most alive, when we give our battered hopes another chance to thrive and try again. I woke and expected the familiar dull old ache, the phantom pain of fractures. Only I could feel the break that ran right through my spirit. I reached for the same heavy shade of gray I'd worn for months, the color of a promise mismade and left in pieces. But then the light fell different on the cracks along the wall and on broken path my weary soul had towed and survived. Oh, this Kintsugi morning, this golden joining dawn, where I don't see the damage but the art that's being drawn upon my life. The broken pieces aren't a sign of lack, they are the unique pattern of the courage coming back to be whole. Knew the gold dust of experience now gleams along the fault lines, turning all my shattered lonely dreams into a mosaic. I am not the same, it's true. I am a different, more resilient and more beautiful new work of art. I trace the golden lines with just my mind, a gentle touch, remembering the hurt but not beholden to it much anymore. It's part of the design now, not a wound, just a reminder of the depth from which I was hewn and reassembled. And in this light, my own two hands don't seem like tools of shame for dropping what I held, but instruments that can reclaim and mend with precious metal. I am both the art and the artist, and this morning finally completely free to love the cracks. So this Kintsugi morning, this golden gentle grace that settles on my spirit and upon my tired face, a softer light. The broken pieces are a history written in gold leaf, a testament to all that's me, surviving the gold dust of the lessons I have learned along the fault lines, a new wisdom that was earned, not given. I am not the same, and I am glad for every golden, beautiful and precious scar I've had the grace to mend. This is not erasure, this is sacred, deep repair. This is the understanding that the things we thought were rare and lost become the gold that makes the final piece unique. This is the quiet power of the spiritually meek, inheriting their wholeness, not a single piece is missed. They all are needed for the beauty to exist. I am the vessel and the gold and the restoring kind and steady hand. All of these are my own, mended mind and heart at peace. Oh, this Kintsugi morning, I will carry you with me. This golden joining wisdom, this new way to see myself. The broken pieces are a part of my design, the light that makes the pattern of this life of mine so brilliant. The gold dust of resilience starts to gleam along my spirit, turning all of it into a dream that was worth having. I am not the same, it's true. I am a different, more authentic and more luminous new work of art. I am whole, this coordinate of golden peace mended. I am mended.
I used to think that strength was built with concrete and with steel, With unyielding resolutions and a hard and stubborn will, I'd build my future like a fortress, standing rigid and alone, a monument to all the inner battles I had known and won or lost. But fortresses are cold inside and echoes haunt the halls. The victories felt hollow standing behind those great thick walls. I grew tired of the hardness, of the constant sharp defense. I started craving gentleness and quiet and the sense of something pliable. Oh, I'm building a softer tomorrow with materials of grace, with patience for the stumbles and a slower, kinder pace. The bricks are understanding, the mortar is a gentle touch. The blueprint is compassion and it doesn't ask for much but my attention. I am laying down the armor piece by heavy piece, and trading in the battlements for a gentle, kind release into a world that's less about the winning and the fight, and more about the quality of the forgiving, quiet light I let inside. I planted a seed of patience where impatience used to grow. I learned to listen more and need to have the last word, lesson slow. My hurried judgments down, I let the edges of my day become less sharp, more blurred with hues of understanding's gray and empathy. It isn't weakness, this new work, it takes a different strength to be vulnerable, to go to any length for peace, not conquest, to respond to harshness with a calm that disarms it, to be a universal soothing balm instead of salt. Oh, I'm building a softer tomorrow with materials of grace, with patience for the stumbles and a slower, kinder pace. The bricks are understanding, the mortar is a gentle touch. The blueprint is compassion and it doesn't ask for much but my attention. I am laying down the armor piece by heavy piece, and trading in the battlements for a gentle, kind release into a world that's less about the winning and the fight, and more about the quality of the forgiving, quiet light I let inside. This is the legacy I wanna leave, not some towering stone name, but the echo of a kindness, a more tender, gentle flame that warmed the space around me. This is the architecture of the soul, making a home where weary hearts can feel themselves made whole. In the quiet, it's a different kind of ambition, a more humble, sacred art, to build a world with kindness from the very, very start of each new day. Oh, I'm building a softer tomorrow, I can feel it taking form, a shelter from life's harsher winds, a place that's truly warm. The bricks are my forgiveness, the mortar is my patient breath. The blueprint is the wisdom that true strength's not facing death, but facing life with openness. I'm laying down my old sharp pride and building something I can finally peacefully inside reside. A world that's less about the battle and the blight, and more about the quality of the forgiving, quiet light. I learned to be this coordinate of gentle strength, building, always building.
I carried it for years, this small, sharp, heavy, bitter stone. I'd polish it with memory whenever I felt alone or wronged. I'd feel its edges and I'd tell its story, worn and smooth from all the handling. Since that tumultuous, angry morn, it came to me.
I saw you carrying the weight, the hardness in your eyes, the way it dimmed your brightness under those familiar skies.
Pain, I saw it separate you from the person you could be. A self-inflicted, heavy and invisible penalty you paid each day.
I thought it made me stronger, this refusal to forgive,
but all it did was teach your guarded, weary heart to live
inside a smaller room.
Oh, the letting go of a grudge, the opening of the hand, the feeling of the weight just falling to the silent sand below. It isn't saying what they did was right or fair. It's saying that your own soul is too precious and too rare to be its prison. It's the conscious, brave and kind release of someone else's hold on you, the finding of the peace that was yours all along. The anger falls away like rust, revealing the unburdened and the newly tender trust in your own strength. I practiced in the mirror the unclenching of my fist. I pictured all the bitterness dissolving in a mist and blowing clear. It wasn't for the one I'd held so tight, it was for me to finally step back into the light of my own life.
I saw the change begin in you,
The softening of your face,
a lightness in your step, a re-embracing of your grace and space. The room you lived in seemed to grow in size and scope as you release the anchor of that fragile, bitter hope for a different past. The story lost its power to define and to constrain. You wrote a different ending in the sunshine and the rain
of your own present. Oh, the letting go of a grudge, the unexpected, sweetest fly, like a bird you didn't know you'd caged, taken to the light so easily. It isn't about forgetting or denying, it's about your own spirit endlessly and finally trying to be unbound. It's the conscious, brave and gentle act of war against the part of you that wanted to keep that old sore wound alive. The anger falls away and what is left is just a quiet, clean and gentle heart. This is the ultimate rebellion, not a fight, but a release, not a victory over another, but a deeply personal peace. You don't hand them absolution, you hand yourself the key. You are no longer the curator of that old museum of misery. You are the gardener of your now, planting seeds of what's to be in the fertile ground of forgiveness, which you've given to yourself for yourself. Oh, the letting go, I feel it in the lightness of my breath. This quiet, powerful, personal defeat of my own death of spirit. It isn't saying what they did was right or just, it's saying that my own soul has a more important, deep and robust and loving trust to keep the anger fell away. And I am new, revealed as the resilient and the merciful and true and patient heart I always had. The grudge is gone and I am free. The only person I was ever truly punishing was me. But now I'm done. Released. You're released. For months my smiles were careful, calculated, rehearsed things, polished public performances with tightly woven strings attached. They were a shield, a social necessary art to keep the world from seeing the slow breaking of my heart. Beneath the surface, I'd feel the muscles in my cheeks, a conscious stiffened ache, a puppet's painted grin for my own, and for goodness sake, a fragile false front, and behind it just the hollow, silent numb, the certainty that genuine, light-hearted joy would never come to live in me again. But then the first unforced smile, it arrived without a sound, a sudden gentle uprising from the fertile thawing ground of my own soul. It didn't need a joke or a surprise, it just arrived, a quiet sunrise in my eyes and on my lips. It was a tiny, shy and fragile newborn thing, the authentic, uncommanded and most gentle offering my heart could make. It wasn't for an audience or a lens, it was a secret message saying my own spirit mends and remembers joy. It happened while I was alone, just watching sunlight trace the pattern of the window on the wall, a quiet grace of nothing special, and it rose up like a natural deep spring, not forced, not faked, a genuine and most surprising flower of feeling. I caught it in the mirror, just a flicker, soft and brief, a recognition of a long lost sweet and gentle leaf unfolding, and I didn't try to hold it or to make it stay. I just observed it with a sense of wonder, and I let it play upon my face and fade. But that first unforced smile left a permanent warm mark, a crack of real and not manufactured hopeful light in the dark of my recovery. It didn't need a reason to exist. It was the evidence that I had something I had missed, still left inside. It was a tiny, shy, and powerful return, a signal that the deepest inner frozen parts had learned to thaw at last. It wasn't the end of all the pain, not yet, but it was the first sure sign I would never quite forget how to be glad. Still a turning of the tide, not with a crashing wave, but with a single gentle ripple that the spirit gave to itself as a promise. This is the body's memory of a state of being that is light and happy and is free from heavy weight. This is the most authentic, humble start of the reknitting of a once broken but resilient heart to its own natural and unorchestrated rhythm. It is the victory of the true inner system. Ooh, the first unforced smile, I welcome you back home, however small and fleeting you may choose now to roam across my face. You didn't need a reason to arrive. You are the proof that I am fundamentally alive and healing. You were a tiny, shy, and monumental sign that joy is not a foreign or a lost or a resigned country in me. It was the first sure seed of my release, a quiet, personal, and beautiful declaration of peace within my soul. I remember how I remember this coordinate of authentic returned, it has returned.
I was taught the architecture of a stiff and steady spine, to equate all forms of softness with a flawed and broken line of character. I learned to build my walls up thick and high, and store the more delicate parts where they would never see the sky or feel the rain. But a fortress gets so lonely, and the silence echoes loud. A heart encased in concrete starts to feel both hard and proud and empty. I grew tired of the constant cold defense. I started craving permission for a different, truer sense of who I am. Oh, the permission to be tender I granted to myself, to take the strong and steady man down from the dusty shelf and let him feel, to let a movie's ending touch a hidden aching place, to offer comfort without shame, to move move at a slow pace with my own soul. It isn't weakness, it's a different, deeper strength to finally fully feel the world, to go to any length for kindness' sake, to let the gentle parts I hid away see the sun of my acceptance and belong to my today and all my days. I'll let a stranger's story bring a moisture to my eyes. I don't brush it off as dust or as a foolish, weak surprise. I let it stay, I listen to a friend without the need to solve their pain, and let my quiet care and presence be involved enough to heal. And in this softening I find a power I never knew, a resonance, a connection that feels resonant and true and human. The world doesn't crumble when I lower my guard. It becomes richer, more colorful, and less profoundly hard to bear. Oh, the permission to be tender I grant it to myself, to be a man who's known for his compassion and wealth, a feeling to let a child's hand rest easy in my own, to not be afraid of a gentle, caring, loving tone in my own voice. It isn't weakness, it's a reclamation of the very parts that make me most essentially a man, with love at my core, to let the fragile, beautiful and true be the very things that I now openly pursue and call them strength. This is the new rebellion, not with fists but with open hands, not by building higher walls, but by dissolving the old sands of expectation. This is the courage to be complex and whole, to house both the unyielding rock and the compassionate soul. In the same chest, I am not less of a man, I am so much more. Now that I've unlocked and opened this internal sacred door I was so afraid of, the lock was on my side all along. The permission was always mine to give. In this I am strong, I am tender. Permission to be tender, it is my declaration of a more complete and loving, self-determined creation of my manhood, to feel the world deeply and to let it show, to let the gentle currents of my empathy freely flow without apology. It isn't weakness, it's the bravest stand I'll ever make, to be a fully feeling, compassionate man in this hard world, to let the tender heart I've always had be the source of my true power and the very best I've had to offer life. I am tender, tender, tender. Coordinate of whole strength. Free. I am free.
used to trace the constellations with a lonely wandering eye, searching for my place in the enormous star-strewn sky. The myths of heroes and of beasts felt distant, cold and far. They didn't speak the story of the person that we are, right here together.
I saw my life as separate points, just scattered, random, bright events and moments glowing in the solitude of night. No pattern to connect them, no design to make them whole. Just a beautiful but disconnected landscape of the soul and its experiences. But then I started seeing with a different kind of sight. The points began to connect in the soft, forgiving light of our shared gaze. Ooh, the constellation of us, a map drawn in the dark. Each memory a star point, leaving its eternal mark. That first shy conversation is a flicker, blue and white. The day we built the pillow fort, a golden gentle light. The tears we cried together, silver shimmering and deep. The thousand quiet, easy smiles we've been given now to keep forever burning. They connect across the vast and silent space to form a new celestial and a loving human face, our own design. That argument we weathered is a red and pulsing star, a reminder of the gravity that holds us near and far. The forgiveness that we offered is the nebula that glows around it, turning fiery pain to beauty as it grows in understanding. The morning that we woke up to the first unforced pure joy is a steady, brilliant sunlight and a constant inner ploy against the darkness. All the tiny,
Ordinary days are distant, steady galaxies in our own cosmic haze of shared existence.
it's not a perfect, static and
Pre-written ancient tale.
it's a living, breathing pattern that will never ever fail to evolve
With us, so the constellation of us, it guides us home each night. A personal and sacred and a breathtakingly bright navigation chart. The kindness of the cashier, a point of brilliant grace. The phone call that anchored me, a light in time and space. The easiest silence, a dark and beautiful and deep, a necessary void where our two tired souls can sleep and be at peace. They all connect, they all have found their place in this our ever-turning and our loving cosmic race across the heavens. across the heavens becomes the heligas in art carved in stone, but written out in light. A story only we can read, that only we can cite as our true history. We are the cartograph who chart the galaxy we've built together from the very start of our connection. We are both the stars and the astronomers, watching with a loving awe as our own story stirs and grows more brilliant year by year. Oh, the constellation of us, I see it clear and vast, a tapestry of moments, a future and a past, all lit with love, each memory a star point, fierce and true, the gold and silver brilliant hues of everything we do and are. Together they connect across all time and space to form the only heaven I will ever need to face. The great unknown, our own design, our sacred starry art, the constellation of one single undivided heart we built from two. We are the sky, our sky. Forever shine.
I only knew the granite man, the one with calloused hands, who spoke in simple sentences and gave direct commands. His love was in the doing, in the roof he helped to fix, a language made of actions, not of sentimental tricks or easy words. But once I saw him with a bird that had a broken wing. His giant hands, so rough and strong, did such a gentle thing. He made a splint from twigs and thread, his focus soft and deep, and in his eyes a tenderness he normally would keep under lock and key. Oh, my father's softer side, a hidden quiet spring that only rarely surfaces, a different song to sing. From strength that's in the way he'll hum an old and faded tune, while watching evening settle in beneath a harvest moon. Alone it's in the patient way he'll teach a grandchild how to tie a fishing knot, his voice a low and soothing patient sigh of pure unrushed and loving care. These moments brief and bright rewrite the man I thought I knew in a more gentle light and deeper truth. I found a box of photographs of him before the war, a boyish smiling open face I'd never seen before, his arm around his mother with an unguarded easy grin, a testament to all the light that life had sealed within, a shell of stone. And now I understand the cost, the weight he chose to bear, The softer parts he had to hide under a mask of care and responsibility, not from a lack of heart, but from its deep and overwhelming need to love and to protect and keep us safe from harm. Oh, my father's softer side, a landscape I now see, with wiser, more forgiving and more empathetic eyes on me. It's in the way he'll save a seat for her, my mother still. A small unconscious gesture of a steadfast loving will that never fades. It's in the quiet grief he will not speak about, but carries in the stoop of his shoulders when he has a doubt. He cannot share these moments like a secret, sacred key. Unlock the understanding of the man he had to be. For us, for me. This is the final reconciliation, the making of my peace. With all the complicated ways he showed his love's increase, I don't need the words he couldn't say. I see it clear and plain in every hidden act of tenderness that eased the pain he never mentioned. The softer side was always, always there. It was the very engine of his formidable loving care. It just wore different clothing, it spoke a different rugged tongue. But it was love, it has always been love, and I no longer young finally understand. Oh, my father's softer side, I carry it in me. This hidden, deep and beautiful and true humanity, I now can see. It's in the way I hold my own child tight, a blend of his strong granite and his gentle hidden light in my own hand. These moments are the legacy he gave, not just the strength to stand up tall, but the compassion to save a broken thing. The softer side was his most precious part, and now I know it's beating in the center of my own heart. As his own son, his son, his son. This coordinate of understanding, a man understood.
I spent so long tuning my ear to everybody else's beat, the frantic rushing metronome of deadlines and defeat, the rhythm of their expectations, the tempo of their need, a symphony of outside noise on which I'd learned to feed my sense of worth. I quiet myself in a room, and still I'd hear the ghost of all the shoulds and coulds, a loud demanding frantic host. Inside my head my own pulse was a stranger, faint and far, drowned out by the cacophony of who I'm meant to be by far. Too many voices, but now I'm learning the rhythm of my own heart, slow and clear, a steady, patient, constant drum. The only thing I hear when I am still, it doesn't race to match another's pace. It finds its own unique and most authentic, gentle space to just exist. It is the truest, most essential part of me, a quiet, biological and loving certainty that I am here. However fast or slow the world may spin, this is the rhythm that I trust, the one I now begin to call my home. Some days it's like a gentle waltz, a soft and flowing three. Some days it's a slow adagio, a deep and thoughtful sea of being. And on the days it races, I no longer feel the fear. I listen to its message, and I hold my own self near and understand. And in this listening, a different kind of strength has bloomed. Not born of meeting standards or of being assumed to be a certain way, but from the simple grounding fact that my own heart is a compass and it knows how to act. If I just listen, oh, I am learning the rhythm of my own heart day by day. It teaches me the courage to be quiet and to stay with my own truth. It doesn't rush to fill the silent space. It finds the music in the pause, the beauty in the grace of its own being. It is the anchor and the sail, the deep, sure part of me, my most reliable and personal and loving loyalty to my own soul. However loud the world may shout and plead, this is the rhythm that is mine, the one that sets me free to be just me. The music is centered and endlessly built around a steady heartbeat like pulse. A simple repeating melodic motif grows in confidence, representing the growing trust in one's own inner rhythm. This is the ultimate homecoming, not to a place, but to a sound, the most fundamental music that on this earth can be found. It was here all along, beneath the noise, beneath the fray, a constant loving invitation to be present in the today of my own life. I am the instrument and I am the song, and in this constant, gentle, powerful, and beautiful beating of my heart, my own heart, my own steady home, my home. This coordinate of self. I am here. I am home. I'm tired of chasing futures, of the next and the new, of living in the when I have and once this passes through my life. I'm tired of polishing the memories of past, of holding on to faded hurts I know were never meant to last.
Like this, I'm done with the projections, with the anxious, worried plans that build a shaky fortress with these two fallible hands on shifting sand. I'm done with letting moments slip away while my mind's in another time zone, in another day or year or life. So let this be our prayer,
Our simple shared declaration
to inhabit this one single blessed breathing station. Oh, this is our hymn for the here and now, our song for what is real. The texture of this wooden floor, the way this orange peel smells in the air, the weight of your hand resting inside my own, the specific slant of afternoon light on this specific stone upon the path, not for the memory it will make someday, but for the pure experience of it right now, today, as it is happening. This is the sacrament, the holy and the true. There is no other moment I am meant to be in but with you, right here, right now. I'm listening to the silence that exists between our words, not waiting for my turn to speak, just listening to the birds outside with you. I'm feeling the slow rhythm of your breath, a quiet tidal reassurance conquering the death of inattention. I'm tasting this warm coffee, not just drinking to be done. I'm feeling all its bitterness and warmth, a rising sun inside my chest. I'm watching how the light plays in your hair, a million tiny dancing specks of gold beyond compare.
In this one fleeting instant,
let the to-do list wait,
let the future be unknown.
this moment is the only solid ground we've ever owned. Oh, this is our hymn for the here and now, our anthem for today. The feeling of the cooling breeze that takes the heat away from our warm skin, the sound of your soft laughter in this room that chases out the shadows and dispels the sense of doom from yesterday. Not for the story we will later tell, but for the sheer unvarnished and immaculate miracle that it occurs. This is the worship, the devotion and the grace. There is no other moment and there is no other place but here with you right now.
is not on a cushion, not in a book, but in the washing of a dish, in a single loving look. It is the relentless, gentle pulling of the soul back from the cliff of next and then. It is the greatest, kindest gift we give ourselves to land fully in our own actual life, to feel its textures, to be present with its joy and strife completely. This is the coordinate that never ever shifts. It is the eternal, ever new and loving now that gifts itself to us. Oh, this is our hymn for the here and now. May we never forget the tune, the sacredness of what is here this very afternoon, with all its plainness, the weight of this cat upon the bed, the specific loving thought that just ran through my head about your smile, not for the future, not for the past review, but for the stunning simple fact that it is real and true and happening. This is the prayer, the final and the first, to quench the endless future thirst and past thirst in the well of now. We are here. We are here, fully here now. This now. This eternal now. Shadows held their sway. I know the taste of hopelessness at closing of the day. I know the desperate searching for a single slender beam, a crack of grace, a fragile golden and a life-saving gleam in the long night. But light, when it finds you, asks the question of the soul. You have seen me, will you make this your goal? To be a bearer, to become a part of my design. It's not enough to just be glad the light at last was mine to briefly hold. So I am carrying the light, a small and steady flame. I do not shout, I do not seek for fame or credit. I just try to see the people in the shade, the ones who look the way I did, alone and so afraid of their own silence. And I offer what I have to give, the simple, quiet knowing that it's possible to live through to the dawn. I am a mirror, a humble passing glass, reflecting back the hope I know, however it may pass from me to them. It's in the me too, in the coffee line, the I've been there look, the holding of a door, the recommending of a book that helped me once. It's in the choosing not to add more spite into a world that's burning, but to add a little light from my own store. And every time I give it, my own flame does not grow less. It seems to grow more steady, and it multiplies and blesses the giver and receiver. This is the secret, sacred math of to become part of the cure. To know your own most painful wounds can help another's heal. For sure, this is the circle, not a cycle of despair and pain, but a cycle of the light that falls like a forgiving rain. Received and given and received. Again, I am a link. I do not have to be the sun. I only have to think, to hold my little lantern up, and to be brave enough to share the warmth I was so grateful once to find was waiting there for me in my own night. Oh, I am carrying the light. This is my answered prayer, the way I say thank you to all the love that found me there in my own darkness. I am a bearer and a humble living part of the great gentle army of the compassionate brave heart that mends the world. I offer what I have, my small and steady flame, and in the offering I remember why I came to be alive, to be a mirror or a humble passing glass, reflecting back the hope I know, however it may pass from me to you. Pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. This coordinate of legacy. I carry it, we carry it. We started with a glimmer, a small crack of stubborn light, then learned to see the kindness in a stranger's gentle sight. We found joy in the pointless, and in routine a steady ground. We saw our separate struggles in the same sunrise we'd found. We were not alone.
We built our harbors, phone calls, recipes, and pillow forts. The weight of a cat's purr, the quiet of all sorts that needed no words. We learned the art of soft release from grudges and from armor, and we found a lasting peace in being tender.
We mended with gold dust, we began to try again.
We traced our constellation through the joy and through the pain,
And we learned to sing the hymn of the ever-present now. These are the coordinates of solace, our true north and our guide, the map we've drawn together, walking side by side. It is in one location, it's a pattern and a way to navigate the darkness and to greet the breaking day with open hands. It's in the micro and the vast, the new and the antique, the strength found in the gentle and the power in the meek and loving heart. These coordinates are written on the soul. They lead us always, always to a place that makes us whole and always home. I found them in my Father's hidden, soft and patient grace, and in the rhythm of my heart that found its rightful place and steady beat. I found them in the light I now pass on, a humble, bright and everlasting breaking of the dawn in someone's night.
I found them in the building of a softer future land. And in the simple courage of a helping open hand and second try, I found them in the silence we could share.
A testament to how profoundly two souls can care without a sound. The points connect, the patterns clear. The solace we were searching for was always, always here. Oh, these are the coordinates of solace etched in time and space. The look of true connection on a familiar loved one's face. The warmth of shared remembrance, the hope we dare to carry on. The forgiveness we give ourselves at the breaking of the dawn of a new day. It's in the micro and the vast, the deeply personal truth, the wisdom of the aged and the wonder of the youth we hold inside. These coordinates are written in the breath. They guide us through the living and they comfort us in death with their sure promise. The closing of a circle and the opening of a door to a life lived in solace. The coordinates are not a secret we discovered, but a truth we were taught by living and by loving and by paying close attention. They are the final answer to every heart's contention and lonely question. The map is complete, the journey's understood. The coordinates of solace are simply where we stand in love, in light, in good. Oh, these are the coordinates of solace, our eternal sacred creed, planted like a seed of light from which all comfort will proceed in our lives. Forever it's in the micro and the vast, the love we give and get, the beautiful, enduring and unbreakable safety net we've woven day by day. These coordinates are written in the stars above and in the earth below and in the universal language of a caring glance. They